want to say hello? Do you want to say hello? Hey, it's Emily and this is my October wrap up. So as you may notice, I'm in a completely different place to where I normally film. That is because someone has just woken up and just as I was about to film. So, oh, big yawn. So the reason I haven't been filming much recently is because of this one. We've just got him 2 weeks ago, I think now. He is 10 weeks old tomorrow. So we got him nearly 2 weeks ago. And yeah, so I thought I'd bring him into the video. Hence why I'm also wearing my old clothes, because he still loves to bite everything. I don't want to put him down now. Now that he's calmed down. Oh, okay, yeah. Say goodbye. Bye. Right, so on to my actual wrap up. I feel like I had a pretty good reading month in October. When I say pretty good, it was my best one of the year so far. I read 13 books, I believe. Long and short. Oh, bless him, he sat on my foot. Right, I guess we should just dive on into what I read. So the first book that I read in October was No One Is Too Small to Make a Difference by Greta Thunberg. I didn't rate this, but I read it from October 1st to October 1st. I read it all on the first day of October is what I'm trying to say. No. It was nice and short, nice and quick and easy, and it's just extracts from her speeches about global warming and how we can make a difference. So yeah, that's that one. Right, so the next book that I read in October is A Study in Scarlet by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. This is the first Sherlock Holmes book, and this is the BBC Books edition, so the one with, you know, Benedict Cumberbatch and, I've forgotten his name, Martin Freeman? Is that his name? No. Maybe it is. I really enjoyed it, I gave it 4 stars, and yeah, I have a few of these BBC Books editions, which I don't know why I've got them, because I don't normally like TV covers, but I mean, it's Benedict Cumberbatch. I can't say no to having Benedict Cumberbatch on my shelf. But I have, I think, 4 of these editions. So. Drop, good boy. Oh, definitely not my notebook. So I'm definitely going to dive into more Sherlock Holmes books after reading this. This was my first one, so yeah, I enjoyed it. And I read that one from October 1st to October 3rd. So the next book I read I actually finished from starting in September, and that was The Secrets of the Wild Wood by Tonka Drag, and that is the sequel to The Letter for the King. I gave Secrets of the Wild Wood 4 stars because I really enjoyed it. I got emotional at the end because it was kind of came full circle, and right at the end of the book, like in the epilogue, it got me, because that's where it all started in the first one, sort of. And there were sad points in there actually. He's hypnotised. And I actually read that from the 12th of September to the 5th of October, so it took me a while to read it, but I really enjoyed it in the end. I'm definitely going to be checking out more of Tonka Drag's writing because I really enjoyed those 2 books. And I'm sad that it was only a duology because I was so ready for more of Turi and his little life as a knight. The 4th book I read in October is The Guest List by Lucy Foley. I gave this 5 stars. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was... Oh dear, did you drop your toy? I thought it was really well done, and I love the multiple perspectives side of things. Yeah. Definitely not yours, mate. Definitely not yours. Right, back to this. I thought this was absolutely amazing. I just loved it so much, and I loved The Hunting Party, which Lucy Foley also wrote, and I feel like she's definitely going to be an author that I look out for more of in the future, maybe even an instant buy kind of situation. This is about a wedding that happens on this remote island. There's a storm, they get sort of stranded there at the wedding night, bad stuff happens, and yeah, you go from there. And I just love the way it's all set out, and like there was one point about this far in where I was like, oh my goodness, like that is amazing, and like the way she wrote it all, and then when you get to the ending you're like, oh, that bit made sense, so much more sense now, like that's so clever, but you didn't even pick up on it until you look back. This is definitely a contender for my favourite book of the month for sure. Like it was absolutely amazing. I just love thriller and mysteries, and that was just like amazing. Let's move on to the next one. So next up I read Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. This was actually a reread. Oh, he's got my books. So this was actually a reread from when I first read it in January or February time. That's because I wanted to read the sequel. I loved it nearly as much as the first time around. The first time around I apparently gave it 5 stars. This time I think I gave it 4.5. I think that's just because I knew what was going to happen and I knew like the major plot points. So I wasn't really surprised, and I could see hints leading up to it a lot more, but I still really enjoyed it, and it's definitely a great YA mystery. If that's what you're like into, then definitely check out the Truly Devious books because amazing. They definitely keep you hooked right until the end. Oh, so yes, the next book I read was Sparkling Cyanide by Agatha Christie. This is just one of her general mysteries, like it's not a Poirot or anything. I quite enjoyed this. I gave it 3.5 stars, which is still a good rating. I kind of forgot I read this, but so it's not necessarily stuck with me, but it was definitely a good experience at the time, and yeah, it was just a good fun read. I love that there's also multiple deaths. It's not just one murder mystery, there's kind of like 2. Anyway, I won't give much more away, but yeah, I just liked it. It wasn't too special, it's not the best Agatha Christie I've ever read, it's not like Crooked House or And Then There Were None, but you know, it wasn't bad. It's not the worst one I've read. It definitely beats The Pale Horse, which is probably my least favourite Agatha Christie that I've read so far. But yeah, I think we should just move on to the next book. So I think this book means that we're now halfway through this wrap-up, and that is The Vanishing Stair by Maureen Johnson. Unfortunately, this one isn't a nice floppy paperback like Truly Devious is, so I did break the spine. I gave this 5 stars. I think, I just loved it. Once again, I tabbed it. I've been trying to tab a lot more now. Oh, big yawn, baby, big yawn. Yeah, this is obviously the sequel to Truly Devious, and yeah, I felt that this was even better than maybe the first one. I don't know if it's just because I reread it and then read this one, which was completely new to me, so it was a lot more like, wow, this what? But I definitely felt I enjoyed this a bit more, just that bit much more than Truly Devious. So, the twists and turns in this, oh my goodness. Yeah, 5 stars. You can see there's a bit of a mystery thriller vibe going on here, that kind of pattern, so yeah, I think we're gonna move on to the next few books. Push on through, because I bet this is getting long. This is him, look. I feel bad talking now because he's just fallen asleep, but okay, right. At least that means my books won't get attacked. Okay, so the next book that I read is Two Can Keep a Secret by Karen M. McManus. I gave this 4 stars. This was really good. I didn't like it as much as One of Us Is Lying, however it was still so gripping, and the plots and the twists and whatever. I did vlog this as well as Truly Devious, The Vanishing Stair and The Guest List, and I'll definitely link those vlogs somewhere, so definitely check them out if you want to know my full thoughts about them throughout while reading them. But yeah, this was really good and I just enjoyed it. It was just a good YA mystery thriller. It's just what I was into in October, still am into in November. I am loving YA mystery thrillers. I've got The Hand on the Wall arriving tomorrow, so I do love diving into YA mystery and thrillers. So yeah, that's this one. I read it from the 12th of October to the 14th of October, so quite quickly. I forgot to say, The Vanishing Stair I read in one day on the 11th, and Sparkling Cyanide I read from the 9th to the 11th, so yeah. Next up, I unfortunately had a DNF, and that's The Sussex Downs Murder by John Bude. This is a British Library crime classic. I got that far into it until deciding like I just wasn't in the mood for it. My bus pass is the bookmark. I definitely do want to try it again in the future, but for now I'm just putting it down because it's just like I just wasn't in the mood for it, and I was trying to rush through it quickly and I was just failing because then if I had the audiobook, I was just trying to blitz through it quickly, get it over with, and then therefore I completely had no idea what was going on and didn't know who was murdered or anything. So I got 50 pages in and they're trying to find the murderer of someone who I didn't know was dead. So yeah, that was my one DNF for the month, and I DNF'd it on October the 17th. Now, next up we have another 5-star read and the other contender for my favourite book of the month, and that is Good Girl Bad Blood by Holly Jackson, which is the sequel to A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. This I adored, 5 stars. It was one of those cases where I think it was better than the first book, like the sequel outdid itself. It beat my expectations by a long way. I also did vlog reading this and also messaged Connor throughout the whole time, and I think he found my theories entertaining because they were here, there and everywhere. Just I suspected everyone, but it was just great. I don't know what else to say. It was just such a good time. You know, when you just sit down and read a book and you're like, wow, I need to take that in. So yeah, that's what I did. I sat and took this all in, and I read it so quickly as well to physically read it. Like, it was just amazing. I highly recommend A Good Girl's Guide to Murder and then reading this. Like, I don't even have words to say how much I love this. This and The Guest List were like 2 of my favourite books in a long time. So definitely check this out if you like a YA mystery thriller. It was just amazing. I keep looking down at Murphy. Oh, he's sleeping. Apparently there are 2 more books coming, and I cannot wait for them to come out because I can see why there was so much hype around these 2. Just phenomenal. I read that from October 15th to October 18th, and like I said, I gave it 5 stars. Next up I have another 5-star read. You might have seen it if you saw my last vlog, and that was The Knife of Never Letting Go by Patrick Ness. This was a reread from when I first read it when I was 13, and I loved it. There was so much in this book that I forgot about, and it was just so nice to like go back, go through it all again, and it was just so nice. I only have 2 things in this, and those are 2 quotes that I love from it. They're just my favourite quotes from the book. The first one is, "The noise is a man unfiltered, and without a filter a man is just chaos walking." And then the other one, "War makes monsters of men." So yeah, I really loved it. This was the book that sparked my love for Patrick Ness, as I mentioned in my vlog, so yeah, it just holds a special place in my heart, and I found it hard to even think about giving it anything less than 5 stars. So yep. I was going to buddy read it with Sasha, and we started reading it, but then she put it down, so hey ho, life goes on. I read The Knife of Never Letting Go from October 19th to October 25th. Next up we have our first horror-a-thon pick, and that is City of Ghosts by Victoria Schwab. This is the first book in like the Cassidy Blake series. It was a reread for me, and it fulfilled a couple of prompts for horror-a-thon, such as children's horror and set in a spooky setting. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars again, which I think I gave it last time when I first read it. I do have the second one, and I have read it, and I think I gave it a similar rating. But it was just nice to dive back into this, and I'm definitely looking forward to the next one coming out. I was going to say March. Is it coming out in March? Bridge of Souls? I think it is. It was fun, and I read it really quickly. I read most of it, pretty much all of it. Like, I'd say about that much during the live reading for Horror-a-thon, which I'll try and remember to link, and also check out Lauren's channel. So I'll link her down below. And finally, there's one more book that I read, and that is Gyo by Junji Ito, and that's a horror manga. It's about a fish with legs, I guess you could say, but it's just like this germ takes over and it smells, and it's hard to explain. You definitely have to read it to understand what it's about, I think, so I don't think I'll be able to explain it very well. I read it all in one day on the 28th of October, and I just really enjoyed it, you know? It was just a fun, entertaining book. It was here, there, everywhere. It made me laugh, but it was also really like creepy, and it was just a bit like, whoa, like, imagine if that was real. That would have really freaked me out. I'm just glad it's not real. And I also really enjoyed the bonus stories at the end. I can't remember what they're called, but the one with like the people shapes, the silhouettes, like the holes in the mountain. That was really good. I really enjoyed that one. And then the other one was like the central pillar one where it was like crushing the dad. That was like weird and so short, but I loved it. I highly recommend Junji Ito for any horror mangas or anything like that. I'm definitely going to be checking out more of his work, but Gyo was definitely, I just really enjoyed it. I said that so much this video, but I've had a really good reading month on the whole. So that is it for my October wrap up. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so happy to finally be filming a video again, even if it's not in my usual setting because dog. Like, look at him, he is sleeping, he is zonked out, bless him. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you soon with a new video. Bye!